Hey ladies, this is Mocha Mommy here bringing you another video, and I am now at 800 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your support of this platform. And typically for every 100 subscribers, I cover an issue that you guys leave in the comments or that some of you have emailed me or have contacted me about. So I'm going to just cover a couple of interesting talking points that have been going around YouTube that you guys have brought up. Number one, ABBA and Preach's reaction to the Black female college student who was talking about how she wasn't even sure if Black male college students were even interested in her. This is what I'm going to say. This woman has a legitimate concern, a concern that is not really shared by any other group of people but Black women. No other group of women has to worry to the extent that Black women do if Black guys are interested in them romantically. So I was not expecting a lot of compassion from these two. They kind of really get me on that male feminist tip where they think women and men should be treated equally and that they shouldn't be held to a higher standard as men or as leaders. Yeah, I just think that they're on that whole Abbott and Preacher anyway, are on that. They kind of spew that equality, not equity. So I've never really been a fan of their platform. But I like the way they played this. Here's why. They talked a little bit about the girl's plight, and ABBA, in fact, mentioned yeah, I see where she's coming from because there are some Black men out there who really do treat Black women very poorly, but he made it a point to prioritize his own pain. Abbott and Preach made it a point that even though this issue was supposed to be about Black women and how they feel about Black men in the dating market, they tended to turn it around and make it about themselves. Ladies, always make it about yourself. If it's your platform, if it's your time, make it about yourself. Now, the person who wrote this to me was a young graduate student in her 20s. And my suggestion is always make it about yourself. Whether you are building alliances for study groups, for internships, for graduate assistant teaching assignments, for dating, always make it about yourself. Are there some Black men who like Black women? Absolutely. Are there some Black men who hate Black women? Absolutely. Are there some non-Black men who like Black women? Absolutely. Are there some non-Black men who hate Black women or like Black women? There are. There's all different kinds of people out there that you're going to mix and mingle with. The problem is, Black women, you sit on the sidelines too much. Get in the game and make it about you. The next video that I was asked to respond to was the Suzanne Vector show featuring attorney India Lee Starks. Well, there have always been Black conservatives, from Candace Owen to a Black conservative I've always looked up to was retired General Colin Powell. I think if you did ROTC in the 90s, retired General Colin Powell was a big influence in your life early in your military career and when establishing your military career. But this is what I'm going to say. Loved the video. They did bring up some very important issues because as Black women trying to recapture our femininity, it is important for us to discuss, how we did end up on the short end of the stick of the bait and switch feminism. So yeah, I do agree with that. But guys, this attorney, educator, 34-year-old stepmother of two, they brought up a lot of Kevin Samuels. And even though I don't know much about this woman and her Instagram and her social media is very sparse, I smell a hypogamy hustle. That's just my guess. Okay. I think that she's trying to sell hypogamy. And And I think Suzanne Venker, is trying to shop her supply of reformed feminists to Kevin Samuels followers. I think that she's trying to get a cosigner and say, look at what this black woman feminist is saying, anti-feminist is saying, and look at the supply of anti-feminists I have over here. Look at the supply of traditional women I have over here. Because she probably knows that they have currency, right? Suzanne Venker probably knows that she has currency with Kevin Samuels' audience, her reformed group of feminists. That's just my opinion, because you guys asked me for it. I think it's selling hypogamy to us, but her finding a new market of men for her reformed feminists, because the reality is women in her community, despite their past, will always have currency with men who don't like black women. So that's just my opinion. Now, also speaking of the suited content creator, he did an interview with Tasha K where he seemed all about black love and black unity and couples and well, I'll leave it in the description box, y'all. Y'all can watch the interview. It is what it is, guys. It's a sales pitch. Both Tasha K and Suited Content Creator have pretty much built platforms off of sowing the seeds of discord. So I don't think that this conversation is going to really change anything. What I do think that it's going to do, I think it was a little bit of inoculation, because I think that there are going to be some bombs that are about to be dropped. And notice that was a huge part of the conversation. I'm going to try my best to put this up as soon as possible to kind of inoculate you guys a bit, because I think that the trouble is coming. I told you guys that there really is no code over there. Okay. You guys keep saying they're on code. And I'm trying to tell you, no, they're not. This is the time to get those pearls, ladies, and clutch them. Okay. And you're going to need to watch the fallout, because I just don't think that the manosphere is going to take this well. It's really interesting how he bought out one of his biggest supporters was Black Obsidian. And Black Obsidian had said that the biggest problem in the black community isn't white supremacy, but the fact that black women and black men can't get along. And both of these men have been very, very instrumental in making sure that actually happens. So guys, what he claims to be doing in his small Facebook group, that's great if that's really what it is. But at the same time, what he's doing on his larger platform with 1 million followers, I think that speaks way more volumes. So that's just my opinion on this whole thing. I think it was a great conversation, and that's really all it was, a conversation, because nobody's going to do anything different. Now, my next review, opinion, thought process is going to be on cryptocurrency. I think there's a reason why they are pushing it in red pill spaces. Okay, cryptocurrency is unregulated. It is NFTs, another one, unregulated. It just can really, guys, watch The China Hustle on Amazon Prime. Just see that movie and maybe you guys can pick up what I'm laying down. Simply because the reason why it's kind of being pushed at these men who are not heads of household is because of how they are investing in it. Okay. They're buying a lot of micro shares. They're kind of pretty much betting the farm. These are guys who are not head of household. These are guys a lot of times who don't own real estate. And it's incredibly volatile, and volatility can mean great rewards, but it can also mean great risk. So I'm going to give you an example. My spouse has Dogecoin. Okay. My spouse has some Dogecoin. But he also has a savings account. He also owns real estate. He also invests in his 401k. He also puts money away for our children. He also pays taxes. He also has life insurance. So what he's going to invest in Dogecoin is only going to be a disposable income, as opposed to some of these guys who are betting the farm because they're economically disenfranchised and looking to make a quick buck. By marketing cryptocurrency, something as volatile as cryptocurrency to this group is just a way for them to stabilize the market, because if it crashes, guess what? You lose nothing. Nobody really cares too much about economically disenfranchised Black men. Okay. Nobody really cares. And as far as other cultures, the ones who are red pill, listen, the way the majority culture works is that there are men that they throw in the trash. And typically those are the ones who gravitate to these type of spaces, these red pill spaces. So really they're not very invested in, if it grows, great. If cryptocurrency grows, great. But if it fails, and there's a high likelihood it may, you're not losing heads of household. It's not going to be like a 2008 housing crisis, or it's not going to be like Enron, where people are losing retirements, people are losing mortgages, and it's affecting whole families and communities. It's going to affect disproportionately a marginalized group. So does that mean that I think that women shouldn't buy Dogecoin or crypto? No, I think you should. But I also think that you should deploy other safer, more diversified strategy to make money. I don't think you should bet the farm on it. One of the platforms I'm going to recommend is Real Deal Financial. His YouTube channel is not active right now, but he still is very much open for business. I'll be sure to leave his contact information in the description box. So these are my conspiracy theories, predictions, and reaction videos. Thank you guys for 800 subscribers. I really do appreciate it. And keep on your level up, and definitely move in silence. I don't want you guys to make the same mistakes that I see the manosphere making, and that's burning bridges. And that's what my next video is going to be about. So ladies, stay tuned for that. And thank you. This is Mocha Mami, and I'll see you in the next one.